How's it going, everybody? This is Top of Drabo. Hope you're having another great day, and welcome back to another video. Alright, I have not done this in months, so I'm bringing it back today. This is another bad game review, in which in this series, I'll talk about all the games that I have in my collection, whether for the PS1, 2, 3, or 4, that I find to be insanely bad. And today's unfortunate victim happens to be the Simpsons Wrestling. This is a game that was released back in 2001. It was jointly released by Activision and Fox Interactive, and once again, it's just like most other games like Hit and Run along with Road Rage. This game is based off the popular adult cartoon series that airs on Fox called The Simpsons, probably one of the most popular and most beloved adult cartoon shows of all time. And so they decided they wanted to make a wrestling game based off of the franchise and really bring some of those personalities together here in this game. Now, the goal of this game was really to make a really funny wrestling game that was almost comparable to the WWE and a whole bunch of other wrestling games at the time. And so really, you're playing as some of the best characters in all of The Simpsons. You know, Homer Simpson, along with his kids and his wife, along with a whole bunch of other characters that are in the show. And you're basically going off head to head against each other, you know, whether through various destinations across Springfield. And you're basically competing in these rather weird WWE style matchups against your fellow competitors. And really, it's almost like tournament style wrestling, you know, just like it's supposed to be for fun, you know. You're going off against these characters and really you're trying to see who wins each match, to see who is the best wrestler in all Springfield. There's tournament style wrestling matches and just really wrestling matches that were fun. Again, that was initially meant to be the goal for Fox and Activision when they released this game back in 2001 for the PlayStation. However, it was not what it really turned out to be. In fact, it's now widely known as perhaps one of the worst PlayStation 1 games of all time. In fact, probably one of the worst video games ever made. There is so much wrong that I want to talk about in regards to this game. And the first one that I'm going to talk about here is the gameplay. I mean, seriously, this is not like any other wrestling video game that you would play. It is really hard to be able to play this game. I mean, really, for any wrestling game, it's really simple, you know. You just put in your favorite combat moves and really just your favorite characters, bring it all together, and you have one very, very fun wrestling game. They did not do that here. The gameplay of this game just absolutely sucks. It's really hard to be able to pull off some of your favorite combat moves against some of those characters, and really, you know, it's just really hard to be able to win some of those matches because it's just very hard to be able to control your own characters. I mean, I don't know why, like whenever you're trying to press the square button so you can pull some sort of move, it takes a while for you to be able to even make that move, and as a result, you know, that allows the character to be able to hit back at you, and as a result, you're pretty much done with before the matches even started. I mean, it's just really hard for you to be able to even play this game as a result. Not only that, you know, some of the gameplay in itself is just completely pointless. I mean, it's just really hard to be able to really play a game when you know that the controls that are supposed to be working end up not working at all. And unfortunately, you know, that's just why it's just so hard to be able to play this game. I mean, really, it should be a whole lot better than the way it was here. So yeah, it's really tough to be able to control your characters, you know, just really pulling off some of those moves and it really just like those takedowns and all that stuff, you know. Those are what make WWE games, along with a whole bunch of other wrestling games, so fantastic because of its creativity and along with its uniqueness as well. Here, it's just a simple throw it all together and without even making any single effort whatsoever and just really just hoping that sticks, and unfortunately, it did not here. The gameplay on this one is bad, and I would have really loved to have seen these guys look at it a lot better before releasing this game. Speaking of controls, that's the next thing that I want to talk about here. You know, it's just really hard to be able to even play this game as a result of some of the controls here. I mean, really, it's hard to figure out which button to be able to press so that way you can be able to pull off those moves. Like a triangle button is supposed to be like one particular move, however, it ends up being the exact opposite. Then you try to press the square button, you try to make a move. However, it takes a while for you to be able to even make that move as a result. And really, you know, trying to pull off combos is even harder as a result. I mean, I don't really know exactly what, for example, what combo would be, like maybe like a square button and then the R1 button, or then maybe a triangle and an R2 button or something like that. I don't really know. I mean, it's just really hard to be able to pull off the combos when it's really hard to be able to remember exactly what buttons you're supposed to press. I don't think they made that clear at all. And not only that, you know, when it comes to just moving your characters around, they're just so slow, unfortunately. I mean, there's no way wrestling games should be that slow in particular. I mean, like, I'm trying to move around Homer Simpson to try to see how fast I can get on this guy, maybe pull a sneak attack. The problem is that whenever I'm trying to quickly press the diagonal stick just to be able to move him around, it's just moving so slow, and your opponent as a result is moving much faster than it should be. As a result, you don't have a whole lot of time to be able to react to your character's opposing attacks, and unfortunately, you end up getting taken down as a result. It just gets very hard for you to be able to recover. I don't know why, it's just very hard to be able to control your characters as a result. I mean, Homer Simpson itself, it probably would be hard to control him anyways, because really, he's just that dumb of a character, even though he's the main character on The Simpsons. But still, after that, it's just so hard to be able to control your own characters and make those moves that you want. It's very similar to what I just talked about with the gameplay. It should not be this hard to play this game. And unfortunately, I feel like Fox and Activision really bombed at that. Then there are the graphics, and oh man, I have no idea exactly what is wrong with the graphics for a late PS1 game in early 2001, but they are probably some of the worst looking ones I've ever seen. I mean, seriously, it looks all cruddy, and it's really just all bad as a result. It really feels like that you're having some sort of seizure just looking at the graphics and all that stuff. It just feels like it's all pixelated, and as a result, it's just hard to be able to look like that you're actually playing a game as a whole. I mean, I don't know why. It just feels like that you're just playing it on some sort of crumbled up paper that's been sitting on a table for several days and has not been opened up as a result. I mean, that's exactly how bad these graphics are. I mean, whoever was in charge of the 3D animation of this game, they really should have done a much better job at being able to produce better graphics for a late PS1 game at that time. They did not here. Take it for granted. I mean, it was during the last days of the PlayStation 1, obviously. The PlayStation 2 was really beginning to roll around at that time, and at that time, the PlayStation 1 was really starting to become obsolete. So I can understand why, the graphics for that time would be outdated, but still, you at least got to find a way to be able to make it look like it's an actual competent game and a really good looking game as a result. And boy, it looks like instead that you're just staring at a blank wall, or even worse, a ripped paper as a result. I mean, they're just ugly. Then there's the artificial intelligence, and really this is comparable to the gameplay and the controls. I mean, it's really just some of the weirdest and dumbest looking AI that I think I have ever seen. I mean, characters move around a lot faster than they really should be, and some characters move even slower than they should be as a result as well. And as I said before, it just takes so long for you to be able to pull off some of your favorite moves. I mean, whenever you're trying to press the square button, for some reason, the AI in this game, it just freezes for maybe a split second, and when you try to finally make that move, the character's already hit back at you. Not only that, whenever I'm trying to hit it, it doesn't even hit the character at all. I mean, there are some times where I hit it literally right at where I want it to be, and it just flat out misses as a result. I don't know why it does that. I don't know if it was meant to be like that. I really hope it wasn't. But it's just very hard to be able to go back after your rivals as a result of poor AI as a result of that. It also is like that there are a bunch of bugs and glitches in this game that probably weren't even solved. As a result, you get a game in which it really is against your advantage, unfortunately. You're just trying your best to win. However, for some reason, there's just so many obstacles that really shouldn't be there that allows the character to get back at you, and you end up losing right away as a result. That's what's really what happened to me during the couple of times that I have played this game, and trust me, that is not fun. Wrestling games are meant to be fun, and they're supposed to be fun because of some of the characters that you're facing. And for that to happen, the AI is supposed to work very good. But when it's bad, like this one, oh boy, you get yourself a hot mess. And unfortunately, the Simpsons Wrestling exemplifies that. Finally, this is just my personal opinion, but in my opinion, I really feel like that this game is a poor use of the Simpsons license. I mean, look, the Simpsons is known for a lot of things, to make for predictions in regards to the future, and also for a whole lot of other comedic stuff that goes on that makes that show so funny. Like with memes, obviously, some of the famous one-liners, and some of the most beloved characters there are in all of cartoons. I mean, obviously, it's good for so many things. Video games is another thing that it should be popular at, but not this one. I mean, I feel like that, if you're going to be able to make a wrestling game based off a popular TV show or a movie, you really have to do it right. You gotta find a way to be able to tie it in with the show very well, that it allows you to feel like that, hey, you're getting to play in the action with your favorite characters and just have a lot of fun. Unfortunately, Fox and Activision just did not do that very well in this game. And I feel like that if they were going to license The Simpsons in this game, they should have done a whole lot better with the production and the development of this game. game. I mean, it's really bad enough that you really just try to make a wrestling game and it doesn't really come out the way that you want to. But the next thing you know is you make a half-assed attempt at really trying to make a game and then slapping the license of a popular TV show on it just like willy-nilly or something like that and expect it to work. I mean, it was almost like they didn't make a single attempt to try to make this game work like it should be good. Unfortunately, as a result, you get a very crappy wrestling game that really shouldn't have even been made at all. Or if it was going to be made, probably should have spent more time developing on it as a result. In fact, this is a game that probably could have been better if it was released on the PlayStation 2 and it obviously had a lot more in it that could have made it a whole lot better. I mean, yeah, obviously movie games is really the most common way to be able to get a game with a license from it on it. And obviously, you know, those are games that can be pretty fun when they're executed right. And really, just like that, TV shows that end up becoming games, it really should be executed perfectly if it's going to have the license on it. Unfortunately, with Fox Interactive and Activision, I really do not think that they did that with this one. And as a result, you get a game that probably should have never been made at all. Wrestling games are meant to be some of the most fun genres of video gaming there is. You know, wrestling games like, for example, WWE games, backyard wrestling games, even, you know, little kid wrestling games like Def Jam and a whole lot of other wrestling games, those are meant to be some of the most fun video games that you can play just because of all the action, all the excitement, and also just some of the pound-to-pound action and some of the fun moves that you get to make in those games as well. In order for a wrestling game to work, you gotta be able to make it work good. You gotta be able to make it right. And you gotta make the controls work so good that it allows the players to just really entertain themselves, you know, just have a whole lot of fun. And if you're also gonna license it off of a TV show, you gotta find a way to make it tie in right with that wrestling game. Here, unfortunately, the Simpsons Wrestling exemplifies that in the wrong ways, unfortunately. As a result, they really did not hit it right on the development. And as a result, you get a crappy looking game that makes it very hard for you to be able to play, and as a result, it just does not work right at all. It's considered one of the worst video games of all time for a reason. It's because of the poor development and the crappy execution that they did with this game. I really wish that Fox Interactive Activision, along with the developers of this game, took their time more seriously in being able to create this game, because if they were going to put the Simpsons license on it, they should have made this a whole lot of fun. Unfortunately, they did not, and as a result, the Simpsons Wrestling goes down as perhaps one of the worst games in the history of video gaming. And that's why, in my opinion, it's yet another very bad game in my video game collection. So that's going to do it for this review. I have not done a bad game review in quite a while, so I felt like that I wanted to bring it back to start 2023. But like I said before, this is just one of many games that I have. So I'd like for you to ask me, like, if there are other bad games or good games that I have in my collection that you would like for me to review, what are they? You know, feel free to let me know down in the comments below. I'll take a look at them in my collection, I'll play them a little bit, and hopefully when the time comes, I'll be able to do a review on them as soon as I possibly can. I have so many games in my collection that I'll be more interested in reviewing them for you guys. So let me know down in the comments, and I'll be more interested in seeing what I can do with them. Anyways, that's going to do it for another video. I hope you all enjoyed it. As always, if you'd like to see more of my content, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when my latest video is released. Comment below for future suggestions for all my videos, whether it's blogs, projects, or challenges, you name it, leave it in the comments below and I'll do my best to make them. As always, follow me on my social media. All the links are in the description below. That's going to do it for another video. I hope you're having another great day. As always, I hope to see you all again in another video very soon. And if you're a wrestling fan, please don't get this game. This does not exemplify a fun wrestling game at all. So long, everybody.